Welcome to SchoolMe.College and to Session 1 of our course, What Does College Look Like? Perhaps the easiest place to start in picturing where you want to go to college is with size, large versus small. In many ways, the contrast between large and small colleges parallels a similar contrast at the high school level. In New York City, for example, where I live, we have a high school in Brooklyn with 6,000 students. At the other end of the spectrum, we have small high schools with 200 students. As you can imagine, the larger high schools offer many more courses, sports teams, and clubs than the smaller high schools do. Sometimes, though, you have to work hard to feel seen and heard at such large places. At smaller high schools in New York City, you have more limited choice academically and with extracurriculars, but a student-centered teaching culture. Everybody knows everyone else, including across student and faculty lines. Small high schools can feel like warm, welcoming communities. Colleges, too, offer this range of small to large. Small liberal arts colleges can range in size from a few hundred, like Sweetbriar with 300 students, to a few thousand, like Middlebury with 2,600. They emphasize teaching, although faculty still get to conduct research. In fact, at a small liberal arts college, students may stand a greater chance of participating in faculty research, since they don't have to compete for those opportunities with graduate students. For most of your classes at a small liberal arts college, you'll have tenured faculty members teaching you, whereas at research universities, that might not happen outside your major. Large schools, often known as research universities, offer extensive resources for students to choose from, whether we're talking about course offerings, choice of major, or campus facilities. At the same time, the student experience can feel less personalized than it will at a smaller institution. At McGill University in Montreal, for example, you'll likely sit in lecture classes with 500 other students for much of your first 2 years. Research universities, as their name suggests, place a huge premium on faculty research, arguably more of a premium than they place on quality of undergraduate teaching. You may find that, outside your major, you have graduate students or junior faculty teaching your classes, rather than any of the big names that might have drawn you to the school in the first place. Here's another thing to consider when deciding between small liberal arts colleges and research universities. At a small liberal arts college, you generally can experiment with the classes you take and hold off on selecting your major till as late as first semester junior year. You may also switch your major along the way, with relatively few obstacles, as long as you can fit in all your required courses. Research universities often ask you to make some kind of choice about your major as part of the application process. For example, you have to decide which specialized school within the university you want to attend, such as the College of Communications, the School of Business, or the School of Fine Arts. These specialized schools and programs can make the research university feel smaller and more personalized than it otherwise might. But you may have trouble transferring to a different school or program on campus if you change your mind once you get there. So far, I focused on two contrasting options, the small liberal arts college and the large research university. But you get colleges in all shapes, sizes, and flavors. A small college like Olin, which enrolls 345 students, can have a specialized focus, in this case engineering, that looks somewhat different from the broad intellectual inquiry that the liberal arts promotes. A research university, like Harvard University in Massachusetts, can offer a liberal arts college program under its research university umbrella. You can land in many different places on the size continuum. Rather than worry about numbers, think about the type of experience you want to have: personalized and student-focused, less personalized with a research focus but also with a much broader menu of options, or somewhere in between. Answer a few questions after completing this session, and we will give you some feedback on what you might want to explore in more depth.